Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed, please remember to subscribe, like and also comment. Let me ask you something. Have you ever had a speech that makes you stop and say, wait, have I been looking at history the wrong way? Well, that is exactly what happened when I listened to Dr. Arikana's message. Whether you agree with everything she says or not, one thing is certain: it gets people talking. So, grab your favorite drink, get a comfortable table, and let's break this down together.
The abuse is not just for Africans on the continent, the abuse is for black people wherever you find us. I'm going to share with you some basic facts. You see, our story is a simple one. Our story is of truth and facts, which are two constants that do not change. And all we need to do is give the world an overdose of our truth and insist on it. As we speak today, I'm going to take you back centuries, long before the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves. There was some serious resistance when the occupiers from the West came to Africa, contrary to what some might think. They didn't just give up their children, but the fighting began long before slavery. And the resistance was those who led them, the majority of them, their heads, as we speak today, are sitting in jars in Europe. Are you aware of that? Our leaders, our ancestors who fought the wars of resistance, their heads, their remains are sitting in jars throughout Europe. And the same people have the audacity to come to Africa and talk to us about human rights. But what's even more disturbing is that we entertain them and we don't remind them of these skeletons in their closet. As we speak today, the priceless artifacts that they stole from all over Africa are sitting in their museums throughout Europe. And when you and I, when we visit Europe, we pay to see what belongs to us. Evidence of theft, evidence of murder in display, on display in plain sight. As we speak today, black people are listed as 3/5 of a human being in the US Constitution. As we speak today, the redlining continues. As we speak today, African countries are being made to pay ridiculous interest rates on loans that they should not be paying for. As we speak today, reparations are due. Everybody else has been given reparations, expect us. The question then becomes, what is wrong with this picture? Why aren't you and I standing up and demanding that what is right must be done? I can tell you why. Because no other race would stand for a minute what is being done to us. How long do you think a finger of a British soldier lasts in Zimbabwe? How long do you think a thumb of a German soldier lasts in Namibia? Not even a minute. They would storm in, kill hundreds, if not thousands of people just to recover that one finger. Why is it that we are unable to come together and speak our truth and demand that what needs to be done must be done? It's because they defeated us where it matters the most, which is the mind. It started with the missionaries in Africa long before slavery. They were sent by the Roman Catholic Church to subdue the Africans, make them believe that when you get slapped, turn the other cheek, and that your riches are in heaven. So by the time they followed with the colonizers to reap and rape Africa, we were already brainwashed. We were meant to believe everything African was bad and undesirable, and everything European was better. And the same brainwashing continued as our children were taken out of Africa enslaved. It continued on the plantations, color gradations, light-skinned versus dark-skinned, field workers versus kitchen workers. To this day, we suffer from the legacy of slavery and the legacy of colonization. For how long are we going to continue to suffer from this affliction? For it is singularly the reason why we are not able to come together just like other races and nationalities have done in this melting pot that is the United States of America. When you ask for the voices of the Irish Americans loud and clear, Jewish Americans loud and clear, German Americans, Italian Americans, Chinese Americans, Indian Americans, their voices are loud and clear. But when you ask for the voices of us black people, you might as well go to the graveyard, because we are missing in action. We were taught, we were brainwashed into not even loving ourselves as individuals, let alone each other. We were taught not to trust one another. We were taught not to believe that my brother can, my sister can, but somebody else who doesn't look like you and I is better. The question I have for all of you, just close your eyes and think about your children, your grandchildren. Is this the world you want to leave behind for them? If the answer is no, then you need to have a serious conversation with the image in the mirror. Because it is the image in the mirror that must change. It is the image in the mirror that must understand that you are sick from this affliction of the legacy of slavery. You are not sick at home. You are not sick in the doctor's waiting room. You are not sick in the hospital ward. You are sick in the intensive care. How long are we going to continue to support other people's agendas? Those who stood up to fight during the civil rights movement, during the Pan-African days in Africa, civil rights in the United States, they were all silenced. We are emerging out of a period of 20 to 30 years where just nothing is going on. We are all fast asleep. When are we going to wake up? Reverend Al Sharpton is saying, the time to wake up is now. Reparations now. We know all the companies that benefited from slavery. We have their name. We have the list. They must pay. As as we speak, many have pledged their contributions. Guess what's going to happen, my brothers and sisters? Because we're not organized, we will never realize those funds. And they will hide behind, oh, they're disorganized. They don't know what they're doing. I am now going to be asking Reverend Al Sharpton to lead us as we demand those reparations. We need to register a global Pan-African fund that can make sure that we have development in black communities where it belongs. Those funds must be organized. Those funds must be paid for. Reparations for black people now.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, I hope you have just watched that full video. Dr. Arikanon starts with a big question. Why are so many African and Caribbean countries rich in natural resources but still struggling economically? Is it bad leadership? Is it history? Or is it a combination of both? That is a tough question, isn't it? As the old saying goes, you can't know where you are going if you don't know where you have been. One of the strongest points she makes is about colonization. She argues that the effect didn't end when the country gained independence. According to her, some of the biggest battles today are economic and psychological. She even mentioned African artifacts and ancestral remains that are still kept in museums outside Africa. That makes you wonder, should those items be returned? What would you do if your family's history has sitting in another country thousands of miles away? Then she says something even deeper. She believes the biggest victory of colonization was not taking land. It was changing the way people think. Now that is a statement. Imagine someone convincing a lion that it's actually a sheep. Sounds funny, right? But if the lion believes it long enough, it may never discover its true strength. Funny quote, a lion doesn't become a goat just because someone tells it to say, bah. Sometimes we laugh, but there is a serious lesson behind it. She also talks about unity. She asks black people across Africa, the Caribbean, and the diaspora to work together instead of against one another. Now let me ask you something. What could happen if millions of people shared knowledge, invested in each other, and built businesses together? Will that change the future? Or are we still too divided to make that happen? One topic that always sparks debate is reparations. Dr. Arikana believes companies and institutions that benefit from slavery should help repair some of the long-term damage. Some people strongly agree, while others disagree and ask how it could realistically work. It's one of those conversations where everyone has an opinion. Serious quote. History doesn't disappear just because we stop talking about it. Whether people support reparation or not, history continues to shape today's world. Her message also reminds me of a real-life example. Look at Ghana's Years of Return initiative. Thousands of people from the African diaspora visited Ghana to reconnect with their roots. It was not just about tourism, it was about identity, history, and rebuilding connection across continents. That shows these conversations are more than speeches. They are influencing real people and real decisions. Another interesting point she raises is leadership. She praises leaders who openly challenge global powers and encourages others not to lead with fear. That raises another question. Should leaders always speak boldly? Even if they are political or economic consequences? Or is diplomacy sometimes the wiser path? That is not an easy question to answer. Here is another fun one. If your phone battery is at 1%, you run for the charger. But if your knowledge of history is at 1%, where do you run? Hopefully, to a good book, because understanding history doesn't mean living in the past. It helps us make better choice for the future. At the end of the day, whether you agree with every word Dr. Arikana says or not, her message challenges people to think, ask questions, and have conversations that may avoid serious quote. Freedom is not only about removing chains from your hands, it's also about removing chains from your mind. That is a powerful thought. So now, it's your turn. Do you think history still affects Africa and the Caribbean today? Is unity the answer? What role should the younger generation play in shaping the future? I really want to hear your thoughts because, respectfully, discussion helps us all learn something new. If you enjoyed this reaction, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notification. Until the next time, stay curious, keep asking questions, and remember, a conversation can change a mind, and a changed mind can change the world. See you in the next one video.